Hello to all the Scorpios out there. Hello and welcome to this video about the horoscopes of August for Scorpio. But first of all, Scorpios, for all of those amongst you who have sent me comments, who have ordered readings, thank you very much. It's much appreciated because I have to be able to continue this. So thank you very much for your support. I just wanted to say that. But let's go on with the horoscopes for August for Scorpio. And it's going to be enormously interesting for Scorpio because there's a lot of little planets trying to make you very aware this month. So, and it's only for Scorpio and Taurus at the moment, these little planets. But I'll talk to you about that in a minute. First of all, last month was all about the Pluto-Uranus square again with Mars. That was your ruler. That was a trigger of that Pluto-Uranus square. Now this month, Pluto-Uranus square is again activated. I explained earlier in the other month that it is a faster planet that always triggers this square. And yes, this month in August, again, it will be triggered by Venus. That is your opposite sign. Again, in the middle of the month. So what does this all mean? Well, the month starts off for everybody, mostly, in general, with quite a nice trine between Venus and Neptune. They're trining. So Venus is the ruler of your 7th house, so that's the other person. And it's in your 9th, trining Neptune in the 5th. What does that mean? It means that maybe when you're single, there is a spiritual connection going on. Or there is someone you like very much, and you know, the connection between the 9th house and the 5th house is pleasure and but also the higher mind and philosophy. So maybe there's someone you really feel great about and you really like, because it's not only playful, it's also a very spiritual connection or a very deep connection, and you like that, you Scorpios. When you're in a relationship, there's something very nice and beautiful going on in the relationship that releases the tension, or if there was some tension, you should be able to release it with this nice trine going on in the beginning of the month, around the 9th of the month. So that is very good. And again, if you're single and if you're longing, you know, longing, Scorpio knows all about longing, at the end of the month you will be able to reach out more than ever. But I'll get back to that in a minute. So it happens all quite nicely. And then in the middle of the month, something is going on with challenging energy. And there are two things that are going on. Firstly, Mars and Saturn are going to conjunct each other in Libra. And that is happening in your 12th house. So Mars is of course your ruler in the traditional astrology. And Saturn is already in your 12th house for quite some time. You did your work. I talked about that last month. You did your work concerning the unconsciousness and to try to understand yourself way better on a very unconscious level. And Mars is triggering that because Mars is going to conjunct Saturn in the middle of the month. So you're going to feel, oh, what is the camera doing? Sorry for that. So that Mars is getting a bit frustrated. So what could that mean? It's just going to happen a few days, but what could it mean? It could mean that you try to doubt, or you try to, like a real Scorpio, what is the flip side of this? Or maybe you're going to think about your relationship that is going on very well, you know, the Venus trine Neptune, and you're going to think this is too good to be true. You know, a lot of people, not only Scorpios, but a lot of people think when they had a bad time for a long time, when is the flip side going to enter my life? So it could mean that you're going to don't make it yourself too difficult during that time. don't think that good things can't happen to you. But you will be protected actually during that time, because the fixed star Spica, which is on, so there are a couple of fixed stars in astrology that you can take into consideration. And Spica is one of them. It's around 23 degrees of Libra. So that Mars-Saturn energy that's quite frustrating is on Spica, which gives an astrologer the comprehension of, okay, whatever happens, they will be fine. You will be all right. So just try not to damaging yourself too much by having negative thoughts, by trying to escape from reality, and you will be fine. So don't try too much to think that you'll get trouble in paradise when you're in a relationship. And don't, when you're single, don't try to think too much, you know, I won't find someone, I will never find someone. Don't think that too much, because good things are coming your way. And at the same time, that's why I think it has to do with love, because Venus, the ruler of your 7th house, so the other person, is going to trigger the Pluto-Uranus square. So it's going to oppose Pluto, Venus is going to oppose Pluto, and it's going to square up with Uranus. Around the middle of the month, around the 14th, 15th, you will be feeling that energy. Of course, you will be feeling it more when you have cardinal signs around 8 degrees, like Aries, Libra, Cancer or Capricorn. If you have other planets, you will be feeling that more. But everyone is going to feel some kind of energy around that period. And I did some videos about Pluto-Uranus, especially for Venus, so you can check it out if you're interested. But what will it mean in general for Scorpios? This happens in the 9th house, so Venus in the 9th, and Pluto in the 3rd house, and Uranus in the 6th. What does this all mean? It certainly is about communication. The 3rd house and the 9th house is about communication. So something that other person will trigger you with your communication. Maybe he or she won't like the way you communicate, or will try to see it otherwise. And Uranus is in your 6th house. It's the house of the day-to-day routines. So it could be that the other person is interfering with you, or not agreeing with you about your day-to-day stuff that you're doing. Could be the case. Or that other person who lives with you, I will talk about if you're single in a minute, but that other person wants to improve your health or something, and offers you all kind of diets or tips or whatever, and it's frustrating you. You know, that Mars and Saturn in the 12th house, and that Uranus that is in your 6th, could really mean that you want to stand up for yourself. And you know that he or she is right, probably, but you know, you want to have your own life, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I think that the Venus-Pluto opposition, the transformation that is going on for everyone concerning the transformation through love, is going on for everyone, even when you're single. And I think for you Scorpios, it's about that day-to-day routine and communication in one way or another. So it's so good to be to understand that and to look at that. But towards the end of the month, so after that has happened, that tension there is a new moon entering in Leo, your 10th house. So I think it has to do with your work. So all the discussions or the day-to-day stuff, it could have to do with your work. And there's a new moon in Leo around the 9th, is it the 19th? Oh dear, I think it is. But whatever, no, the 17th. And the good thing again is it's on Regulus, another fixed star. There's a lot of fixed stars involved for this month of August. And what does it mean? It means that the work that you will be doing, the awareness that will come towards you around the middle of the month will have its meaning. It will have its meaning notwithstanding the fact that it's not always nice. Because the new moon is associated with new beginnings. And it's in your 10th house. So when you have worked things out on a communicative level, on a day-to-day routine, or your health level, when you have worked these things out during these couple of days with your loved one, or when you're single, when you have worked out the communication you're doing with colleagues, or the communication you're doing on a day-to-day level with just everybody, you know, all the people that you encounter on your path, if you're going to change that, and if you're going to be aware of that, there's a new start happening in your 10th house, and that's the career house. And it's on Regulus, which means it's a very ambitious new start and a very good new start. It's the regular star is at the end of Leo, and that new moon happens at the end of Leo, so it's conjuncting, which really means the new beginning for you is all about being more successful in what you do. Maybe to if you sort out this day-to-day stuff, if you sort out the way you communicate, you can become way stronger and way more successful, because it's also about success. It's not about happiness though, it's about success. It's about if you have ambitions, well, you can encounter them. So it's like you having a new profile. It's like you getting more inspired, getting more creative. That's the case, because also at the end of the month, Mars is your ruler. Mars is going to try Neptune in that 5th house. So that's beautiful. You can do the things that you've got to do yourself. You can do them yourself. And there is a kind of the month starts with you know, very being in balance, then this tension in the middle of the month, and then it eases a little bit again. So it's a good end story. But now I'm going to talk about specifically to you Scorpios who have planets or an ascendant at the very end of Scorpio. So I'm talking to the ones who have planets or an ascendant around 20 to 30 degrees of Scorpio. What is happening? There's a lot happening for you. And that is the North Node is shifting from Sagittarius into Scorpio, into your sign. So into 29 degrees of Scorpio. So when you have an ascendant or planets around these degrees, it's meaningful for you. And not only the North Node is situated there, it's also Juno, a very little planet, which is all about commitment and relationships. And another little planet called Eros is also involved. Eros is about our passion and what we really, you know, I don't have to explain it, do I? Eros and Juno together with the North Node. I think a lot of Scorpios who have planets at the end of Scorpio have found their true loved ones, have found their true path. And that fits in very well with that doubt of that Mars in the 12th house and Saturn in the 12th house, in that conjunction that they're doubting. It's too good to be true. But this is a reflection that it is true. And Juno is not only about the relationships that we want, it's also about the relationships that we are going to get. So it is all very realistic. And my camera is getting emotional about that. So that is really good. Really do believe in it. When you are single and you're having these planets at the very end of Scorpio, I would be very surprised if nothing is happening, if nobody is coming onto your path. So please stay open or try to open your heart, whatever has happened to you. Because I know if you just had a bad relationship, it's very hard, especially for Scorpios or people who have Scorpio in their horoscope. It's very hard to open up again. It's very easy to say, you know, open up, but it's not simple. Just to trust again, but do that, and you will meet people who are very much aligned with you. That's the only thing that I can say about that, but it's important. So for the month of August, you Scorpios, it's very, very exciting, very interesting, and again I think you're going to like it because it's deep again. It's a month where deep things are going on, you know, Venus opposing Pluto. That is very Scorpio-like. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to see other videos, please check my channel. I am making a series of moon in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio. I did those, but I'm not finished yet, almost. But check it out. Keep on subscribing, keep on watching, keep on commenting, and so on. And thank you very much, and wish you all the best. And see you later. See you next month. Bye bye.